Welcome to the Weekly Whatever. You can find us on Twitter at the Weekly Whatever. Look for the yellow W's. We are very active and would love to get you involved in the show. I am one of your hosts, Aaron. With me, as always, is Chilson, Kyle, and Rhino. In
Hello.
fact, Rhino, you weren't here last week, so
I wasn't.
hey, tell us about yourself, bud.
Yeah. To be honest, I don't really like talking about myself, but briefly,
Because there's nothing interesting.
I mean, that is one of the things. I don't want to bore anyone, to be perfectly honest, but from a podcast side of things, I do enjoy everything popular culture, movies, music, video games, and then health and fitness, and a few other industry things that I'm interrelated into. And I don't know what to say.
That's probably good
What
enough.
kind of podcast do you listen to?
A lot of video game based ones. So a lot of like Game Scoop from IGN, a lot of IGN's one, Podcast Beyond, and then some of Kind of Funny stuff. I don't know if you guys know them.
No, I've listened to both of them.
I do not. Alright, cool. Well, good to have you, finally. Alright.
It's been so long.
I'm trying so hard not to laugh right now.
It's okay.
Man. Just gotta let it out, man. You just gotta let it out.
Well, hey, Chilson, you want to lead us into our first topic?
Alright, bro, so we're going to start off the show with probably probably the most controversial thing to happen so far this year is the whole Logan Paul debacle. So if you're not completely sick and tired about hearing about this, then stay and listen to our opinions about it. But I suppose I'm gonna start with Kyle. Kyle, how do you feel about the whole Logan Paul thing? Just from the beginning, I'm curious. I am interested. What do you think?
So, I guess this is what he wanted, because I had never even heard of the guy up until his video broke, and then I started hearing people talk about it. I think actually in the group chat, one of you guys mentioned it. Like, did you see the video? And I was like, who is this guy? And then,
You're so lucky.
You didn't know him beforehand, really?
You're so fucking
No.
lucky you didn't know him before.
I'm
Yeah.
very
So
surprised.
lucky.
no, dude, I'm not a huge vlog guy.
I'm
But
not either.
I mean,
well, whatever.
I don't know. I've heard what he was trying to do. I heard he was trying to educate people, and it came across completely wrong. I did see his.
Don't worry, Rhino. We'll have our turn.
I did see his response video, and I thought that was really well done. But suicide's no laughing matter. I mean, I think everyone, if they're being honest, knows someone that's been affected by suicide. So, I mean, it just really bothers me that he made money off that video. And then even the response video, it almost seemed like he was kind of money grabbing. So,
Well, one thing I should throw into this, that even though he got pretty much like shit upon by the entire planet, he ended up coming out of this thing better than when he went into it. He got more subs, he got more attention, and all that stuff. So he has actually profited from this entire situation.
Okay.
So, Kyle, it was very interesting listening to that point of view. You know, you being an actual nice person and all. Being pretty empathetic about him, treating him as an actual person. I have a hard time doing that because I think he's a piece of shit. Personally, I think he's just trash. He's garbage, and I hate him. I hate him.
It's not hard to pass judgment and say that he's a bad person, I think. I just think he's a bad person. Simple as that.
It's really not even like just because of this either.
Oh, no.
You
not
look at
all.
his other videos. This is just what has
dude.
recently come out that has drawn attention to this. And Kyle, I don't know if you
100%.
know about some of his other videos, but his main demographic is children. Like
oh no, I didn't.
pretty much just has children watching him.
Mhm.
No fucking adult watches Logan Paul. If they do, then they're morons.
Come on, man,
Uh,
Logan,
I
relax,
feel like
man.
no adult is Logan Paul and actually enjoys it. I feel like you can, on an ironic level, watch it and take the piss out of it. But if you enjoy it and you're an adult, then maybe you should have a look at yourself.
Yeah, Logan Paul is intended for those with IQs below 50.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
The
So,
prepubescent
like,
cringe crowd.
pretty
Yeah.
much. So Kyle, one of his previous videos was him faking his death in front of a crowd of his young followers. He was like staying in the room, and he was like waving to his crowd of people, and he had a guy show up behind him with a gun, and they like splash blood on the window, and these kids are like,
did
"The
hear
fuck?"
about this. I did.
And I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? What the fuck? It's just like he has like no idea. He can't like look at himself from the outside and be like, yeah, this probably isn't a bad idea. This is probably fine.
I think it all came back from like VidCon last year when he wanted to like go outside to meet fans, and VidCon was like, please don't do that.
There was like
do
a
not do
tidal
that.
wave of people following him around. It was,
I
it
forgot
was ridiculous.
about her. It was so cringy.
Oh yeah, and
And then he was like
Everything is
vlogging the
cringy.
entire thing, man, with his camera out. Oh my god, check it out!
he broke the rules, and he ended up in the black for it. He made a ton of money, and so I think that kind of set off this like chain of doing edgy things to get the views.
And the thing is, I feel like it has been looked over so much because his brother Jake Paul has been being publicly even worse of a person, but he's been. He was like overshadowing Logan Paul, but now now he's got the spotlight on him, people were finally realizing how much of a piece of shit he actually is.
I think the biggest problem is that these type of people and these YouTubers, they're massive followings, legions of people who absolutely adore what they do and who they are, is that they live in this bubble, right? And they don't realize that, you know, they're like immune from criticism from the outside. And so I think a lot of the things that they do, even though they should be criticized, they go, you know, unlooked at. And so no one really tells them that they shouldn't be doing these things. And so they don't really have like a perspective from the outside that maybe this is too far and maybe this is the wrong thing to do. And instead they just go and do it because they know that everyone who follows them and who you know buys their merch and watches their videos is going to love it regardless. And so I think that's the problem, is that they live in this bubble and that they don't think about the consequences of the things that they're actually doing, because all they get is positivity from it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like it's just so cringy when you like go onto his Twitter and you like go into the comments. It's just like a bunch of like 10 to 13-year-old kids just like, he made a mistake, he is only human.
Logan is my hero.
Logan is my hero.
Every person shouldn't have a hero.
Oh god,
you know about that? You know about that? Eric, tell right out.
So Logan Paul does these songs. I'm not sure if you've ran across any of them.
No, like my 12-year-old niece literally enjoys his singing. Enjoys his singing. And I literally, every time she talks to me about it, I sit there and I say something. Like, I want to just roast his ass, and I want to just say, why don't you watch some actually quality content? But instead I just sit there and I grin and I bear it. And I go, oh yeah.
This is going to be hilarious in 5 years.
I think I would probably throw her iPad like into the wall or something.
Oh, no, see, this is the thing. Like, I realize that in 5 years time, when she becomes an actual, like, her brain develops like a critical side to it, then she'll realize all the mistakes she's made. And so I don't want to bombard her with that now. It's more of like, in the future, I'll let her know about it.
I wish I had a more embarrassing past. I wish I could tell people like all these cringy things that like I missed out on. I'm so jealous.
At what age do you begin to comprehend cringe? Because I feel like I hit a certain age and like started to feel it, but before then I was like, I never felt it at all. I feel like, you know,
no. Like, you're immune to it. Like, you just think that it's cool, you know, someone who's being badass. You're like, oh, you know, he's just a badass, like, you know.
But dude, it's so bad. I cringe at everything now. It's an actual problem.
I don't
like every time I see a commercial on TV or something,
like, why did they do that?
I just cringe. It's just like, who let this go on air?
dude, I reckon I'm going to listen to this podcast. I'm going to hear my own voice and I'm going to cringe. That's what it's come to. Literally, I just cringe at absolutely everything.
Yeah, I think it's in your like early 20s when you've like actually had a taste of
Yeah.
the real world. Because I agree,
Yeah.
like I remember like I remember like watching cringy stuff because it was funny when I was like 17, 18.
Yeah.
But it like only now does it make sense.
Yeah.
You truly
Alright.
get
But
the
then
cringe.
you've got people who they parody it, you know, they're being cringy on purpose, and then I think that's in a way that is actually funny. And,
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
no. When you're doing it ironically, I think me and Aaron share this belief, but as long as you're doing something ironically, it doesn't matter what you're doing.
Oh, yeah.
150%.
I will
Like, you could
dab
be-
as long as it's ironic.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, back to what you started to explain.
Oh
about
yeah,
the
the
song.
song. So yeah, so
That was a tangent.
this fan of Logan Paul, he makes this song about Logan Paul, like how he thinks he's dank. He's just the coolest meme on the block, right? And sends it to Logan Paul, and Logan Paul makes a response video. He's like, man, like this kid has such guts to like go up like in front of people to like put himself out there and create this beautiful like song. I love it. And you know what? I'm gonna fly him to LA and we're gonna produce a song together. So he does.
Oh,
He flies this kid to Los Angeles and they make this song. Logan is my hero.
no, it's not actually.
He wrote the lyrics. Oh yeah.
Is it
Oh yeah.
actually called
It's
that?
called Logan is my hero. And
You got to be joking.
and
dude.
did you hear that? He wrote the he
Logan
wrote the lyrics.
wrote the lyrics.
Keep that in
himself.
mind. Keep that in mind.
So it's
I
like
don't know how you
going
can be so
through-
self-absorbed. I don't understand
Exactly.
it.
It's like, oh Logan, you're the wisest. Oh, thanks, man. It's like you wrote that.
Oh no.
I'm kind of echoing what H3 had said. He did a video on it, but it's just, oh my gosh, just it's so
I don't know, man. I mean,
self-inflammatory.
to me, self-praise is no praise. If you're praising yourself, then it is literally invalid. Like it doesn't mean anything to me personally. And if you're going to that extent to try and talk well about yourself, it's a little bit too much because he's acting like it's this kid's idea, right? He's acting like it was his idea and he's planted the seed. But at the end of the day, he's gone, oh, this guy thinks I'm great. I am great. Let's talk about it. Do you know? Like,
Yeah,
what
let's
the
do this
fuck?
charity case where I fly this this like
Unbelievable.
little
I
chubby
don't know,
kid
like-
out and we
I
produce a rap
mean, do you
track.
guys think that these guys are going to continually grow on YouTube though, or is it going to get to a point where they die off?
They'll either Fred out or they'll PewDiePie. There's only the two options.
I really hope they don't PewDiePie, dude. I really hope they don't PewDiePie. God, hopefully it's like a Leafy situation when once it's said and done, everyone gets sick of their actual content. Hopefully.
Yeah. Oh my god.
I don't see them turning around and becoming like solid YouTube creators. I think they'll just once the cash cow's dead, they'll move on to something else.
It is how they've actually grown. I mean, if you look at Logan Paul's apology video, which by the way, do you guys think that was genuine, or do you think this was all
Oh well, his
trying
first,
to gain good publicity?
His like first one or like the video that came out.
Okay, let's forget about the first. The first apology was a joke. Everyone knows that. What about his actual apology video?
The production team was beautiful. They
Dude, someone spent like 13 hours writing that script for him, so it was pitch perfect. You know what I mean?
Do actually have to be honest. Like, seeing that apology, I still was like, nah, he's just bullshitting. He's just wanting to like get back to where he was before. You know, this is all
100%.
PR. But then like he goes through like this really long time where he doesn't vlog. You know, he's all about like doing the whole continuous vlog thing and like getting shit out like all the time. And then he goes on this break to deal with this stuff, and then it shows like and TMZ got a video of him.
Oh, dude, yeah, this actually pissed me off. This actually made me,
Yeah, how do you feel about that? Right
I mean, my biggest problem is that I thought this experience would actually humble the guy. Do you know what I mean? I thought that it would bring him down to earth a little bit, and he would think about it, and he'd think about himself. He'd become a bit self-aware of the situation that he's in, and he'd maybe be humbled by the situation. But he gets interviewed by TMZ, and the TMZ guy's like, "Oh, you're not making any money anymore," like disregarding the fact that he's a millionaire and he has enough money in the bank to probably last him a lifetime. Like, he disregards that, and he asks him, "Oh, so how are you making your money?" And Logan Paul has this little smirk on his fucking fat ass
Uh-huh.
face and points to his Maverick shirt that he's wearing, or Maverick hoodie, whatever the fuck it is,
Oh,
and just
Maverick
points to
boy.
his merch, being like, "It don't matter, bitch. I'm still making money. I don't give a fuck about all this bad publicity, motherfucker." And I'm like, it literally, it just like, I thought that it.
Not an actual quote, I must say, but
Yeah.
Oh, no, he didn't say that. But the look on his
essentially,
face said it all. I'm not joking. Like, Christ Almighty. And
it was
I
like
literally,
up
I watched
until
and I
that
couldn't open
point.
the deal.
Up until that point, I thought it was completely genuine because this is the kind of thing that, if treated properly, can change a person. I think into
I
like
agree,
even
yeah.
somebody as shitty as Logan Paul. I think he could have really taken this and come back. And the first part of the TMV thing was great. He was like, I pretty much I deserve everything that's happening. I'm just like, okay, yeah, you do. That's good. It was all of it was great until it got up to the merch part. And you can tell he was just like fighting the urge to be like,
dude, he
look
wanted
in
to
the
yell
bio.
out like,
bio.
I feel like in his head he's just, bro, you don't know how much fucking money I'm making. I'm still making millions off this merch, motherfucker. Like, you don't know it. It's like,
Yeah.
oh god, dude. I just,
I guess the biggest issue that I had, and I just looked up like his YouTube stats of what his earnings from YouTube are. And according to StatSheep, his estimated earnings for the last month, the low end is 61,000, the high end is 300,000 for the last 2 weeks.
Well, is that just from his YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's just for
Yeah,
YouTube.
that's not even
include
counting
everything
like
else.
merchandise and all of that
And
stuff.
the
Just what
TV
he makes a
shows that he's
majority of his
on, the
money off
interview
of.
appearances, all of this
Yeah.
other stuff that
Yeah.
that he makes a buck off. Do you know what I
Well,
mean?
that's
And
where I have an issue because he's like, well, I'm gonna donate 500,000. Well, $500,000 sounds awesome. I mean, that's a lot of money.
He downloaded. He donated $1 million.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was half.
He don't.
Well, the $500,000 just went to the like suicide prevention.
Yeah, I
organization.
thought he was like.
Hotline, right? Yeah.
I thought he was like. Yeah, he cut it up. Like, he was like. Some of this is going to the suicide hotline, then like 250,000 is going to this place, and then the other is going to this place.
Mm.
And I will say, my thoughts about charity, even if that was a PR stunt, which it probably was. I mean, let's be real.
Yeah.
$1 million to this guy probably isn't very much, but to the
No.
people that he is donating to, it is a lot of money. So even if he was doing it for shitty, selfish reasons or something,
It's a
you
good
know,
thing. Yeah, a good thing has come
yeah,
of
it is.
Well,
Yeah, exactly. Because these
Yeah.
people are getting their help. I just
Yeah.
wish the intentions are genuine, and I hope they are. But it's just like you can't trust the dude.
Oh no, it's very hard to see past his attitude. That's the biggest problem. It's like a good thing has come of it, and it's great that he's seemingly changed and seemingly more aware of suicide and how it affects people.
Yeah.
And he's trying to make a change, and I think he is with the money he's donated. I'm not sure about the videos and how his audience has reacted to them and whatnot, because I don't really look into that sort of stuff. I can't imagine a bunch of 12-year-olds actually enjoying the video that he did make.
no.
Like, to be
Where's all
perfectly
the
honest.
girls?
That is true.
But I mean, I guess in terms of a learning experience, but hopefully he has. But I don't know, I feel like in 3 months' time, when it's all blown over, and he's going to go back to making the exact same content that he was previously.
I just hope he learns. So he had an interview on Good Morning America.
Oh, yeah, so
very
what was that
recent-
about? Was he apologetic and acting all again?
So, from what it seems, is he was apologetic about it, and he does say that he does deserve some of the things that happened on it, but he is also falling back into the "I'm the victim" sort of thing, sort of phrase, because he's like,
But he's
this
not.
is what he said in the interview. He said, ironically, I'm being told to commit suicide myself. Millions of people literally telling me they hate me, to go die in a fire, like the most horrible, horrific things, end quote. So, like, you can't help but, like, throw that in there, I mean, why do you have to throw that in there?
Yeah, I feel like
you
no. It shouldn't even be mentioned. Someone of his standing, it should be like duck off a water's back. Anybody who's famous should be used to people hating on them, should be used to criticism, should be used to people telling them to kill themselves. Like, that's just the nature of this day and age, being on the internet, being interconnected. Exactly. It's part of being famous. That's what it is. I feel like you can't get angry about it.
Every single YouTuber, streamer, celebrity could talk for days about every
endlessly.
single insult that is thrown to them,
Uh-huh.
like every single day. But they don't, because it really doesn't. Like, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but it doesn't really need to be talked about unless you're
Yeah.
kind of like.
Well, the voices are
I don't know.
anonymous. The voices that are anonymous, they're saying this. Anyone could create a Gmail account,
Yeah.
to be able to comment on a YouTube video. And people
Yeah.
are just getting out whatever they want to get out of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like that's just part and parcel of this day and age and the internet and being connected. That's what's going to happen. You're always going to have people who are just dickheads. Like, it's just natural.
Yeah, I agree. It's just, well, I'm very interested to see what continues to go on in this subject, because he is kind of taking on the role of being like a suicide prevention advocate now, is kind of
Yeah.
what he seems to be going with at the moment. I'm curious to see if that sticks around, if he like stays with that for like more than like 1 or 2 videos,
Yeah.
if he like, and then it's like never spoken about again. I don't know.
Yeah.
The age
We'll
range
see.
he's speaking to is like pretty key for.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think
suicide
if he
prevention.
actually could make a difference. I mean, because his demographic that follows him is
Exactly.
the people who deal with
Okay.
bullying in high school and teasing and all of this stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, another thing I wanted to mention, in the interview, he talks about how he's like, I'm 22 years old. It's not like I'm making stuff for children. It's like he completely like doesn't acknowledge that, like, he knows like what his demographic is.
Oh yeah,
It is children.
He-
It is children, but
Yeah.
he makes it sound like he's not making videos for children. You may not be
Oh,
making
man.
video for children, but you have to be aware of your audience.
the audience, yeah,
And who is
100%.
watching you.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It's it's not like their fault that you're a giant piece of. I hate him. I hate him.
No, I know, dude. I think the
He-
problem is he teaches a lot of bad attitudes. I mean, you guys saw the his vlogging in Japan, right? How
Oh, yeah.
disrespectful he was being.
That was,
how
like,
just
almost
obnoxious he was
worse
being.
for me.
Oh, I agree, 100% agree with you, dude.
Because
Like,
that's
if
like
you
how.
enter another country, you need to be accustomed to their culture, abide by
Yeah.
their rules,
Oh,
and
it's
just
Yeah.
know how to act in public. Like, it's not a hard thing to do. And I was so surprised
Especially-
that no one assaulted him, because I think I would have if I was in that situation.
Well, that's
honestly.
the thing, especially in Japan. There's such like their culture is all about like respect and like all that kind of thing,
Oh,
But
yeah,
like he just
100%.
comes in there, he acknowledges that in the video, and then does this annoying ass cut of him
respect,
acting like a total dickhead. Yeah, it's all about the respect. And then-
Yeah, it's like he's taking
and
the
then-
piss out of them before, like he's saying it, but he's saying it like, fuck, do you know what I mean? Like, even the way
Yeah.
that he says it, it's
I
like,
want you to
oh.
understand what I'm about to break. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
because
exactly-
I
he's,
know
like,
you
setting the
12-year-olds
audience
don't
up for it.
know.
You think,
Because I'm a
oh,
maverick.
no, you know what it is? It's him being like, they're all about this, but I'm such a maverick, I'm such a badass, it don't fucking matter.
I can
do
do
you know
what
I
I
mean?
want,
Yeah,
even in
that's
another
the thing.
country.
He's setting himself up to be that guy, to be that
Yeah.
badass who doesn't give a fuck, and he knows that 12-year-olds eat that shit up.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how people can like this guy.
I mean, it's so obnoxious. Like, it's beyond obnoxious. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
Mhm.
hard to even comprehend how anyone can watch something like that and have enjoyment out of it. To
Yeah.
me.
It's like it kind of comes to the point where eventually you can kind of forgive what he did with the Suicide Force thing, because that is a huge mistake. I don't necessarily
I
think.
mean, we
You'll be
haven't
able to do
even
that, yeah,
talked
but,
about
like-
the Suicide Forest video. Now that I think about it, we haven't even spoken about that. and
No,
we're already
we
piling
haven't.
on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Yeah,
I don't
it's like even if you go to like defend him and forgive him about that, it's almost more unforgivable for me with how he acted in his other vlogs, because it kind of tells me that this is just kind of how he is all
Yeah.
the time.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
an egotistical prick
yeah,
in public
yeah.
and just like harassing people, and it's just so annoying. is just so annoying. How does nobody beat the shit out of this guy in like real life? I
He's
just
pretty
don't
big.
understand.
He's
If you
pretty big.
I don't give a shit,
Yeah,
man.
it's pretty-
I
he
wouldn't be
works
able
out, I
to
think.
stop myself. If I could get one hit into his perfect little face, I would be so happy, honestly. If I could rustle one of his golden curls, I would be so happy. It's just like if he comes up to me and tries to throw a Pokeball at me, I'm gonna shove it down his fucking throat.
Oh, the honesty.
He's a bastard and he's trash, and I don't really have any more to say on him.
Well,
I think
Japan is getting their revenge. They are now
yeah.
selling us their trash in the form of Nintendo Labo.
Oh,
You guys,
garbage?
do you not like it, Aaron?
well,
what are your thoughts on
I
it?
mean, it's clearly just like a pizza box that they like.
Wait, someone give a little background before.
Yeah. So the
Oh,
Nintendo,
sure.
the Nintendo Labo is the next thing for the Nintendo Switch. And from what I understand, it's these cardboard figures that you create. They have instructions, and you fold them up, and the like controllers fit into them, and they make they're like compatible with the game. Like there's a motorcycle one where it's like you're actually turning the handles like you would, or like turning the whole thing so you're driving. There's a piano and like a little robot that can move, and like a fishing pole, and there's just a whole goddamn robot suit. And it's all made
I'm
out
gonna
of
be
cardboard.
honest. I kind of want to know how the robot walks.
And it's $70. Can you imagine paying $70 for cardboard?
Well,
Wait, is it actually?
Yeah.
the robot kit
US.
alone is 80. Everything
Oh,
else
Oh, you're
is
right.
separately
Yeah,
70.
Oh my god. Yeah, you're right. So if you want it all, you have to pay
150 bucks.
Yeah.
150. Wow.
I
Mm.
think Nintendo is trying to cater to kids and be like, oh look, we're an educational thing because
Well, that's
Legos. and
that's
stuff."
fair.
Hmm.
And to be honest, I've always kind of seen some Nintendo stuff. I don't want to trigger anybody here, but I've always seen Nintendo is typically for a younger audience.
Hardcore
I
gamers
disagree
play
with
For
that.
certain
Nintendo.
games, huh?
Hardcore gamers play Nintendo. Screw PC.
No, I like for certain games like Mario and Zelda and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I love. Well, no, I won't talk about Zelda,
Yeah.
but like Mario, if I could get my hands on Super Mario Odyssey, I would play the shit out of it. But
Exactly.
I don't know. That's just kind of how I've always kind
I
of
mean,
seen it.
I don't think they particularly like their target audience is kids in general. I mean, because I get annoyed when people Pixar movies are kids movies. Like that frustrates me
agree with
because it's
that.
like
Yeah.
that is not true at all. Like adults
Yeah.
can watch Pixar and enjoy it because they make amazing films. And I think it's the same thing with Nintendo.
Mhm.
It's just because they have the art design and the character design of like, you know, the cartoony vibe. I
Yeah.
think people give it that rep because of that. It's not a realistic game, therefore it's built for kids. Do you know what I mean? Just like people
Right.
look at anime and cartoons and like I said, Pixar, and they think the same thing. But I do think they make incredible games that have audiences that of a vast demographic, not just kids. But I think the Labo,
Labo.
Labo.
Yeah.
I think this in particular, this is definitely targeted towards children. You can tell.
It's
Yeah.
gonna break day one. Like you're gonna
Yeah.
build this thing, and it's gonna just tear apart, and then you have a bunch
Okay.
of crying children.
Actually, I didn't think of that. They would have to build it quite sturdy, wouldn't they?
Oh, there's no way.
So
It's just
who
gonna
here
be their
likes-
trash.
Who here likes the idea?
I
think
mean,
it's a great
I like that. I like that they're doing something different. I like that they're trying something new. They're doing something
Nintendo
different.
is
I
the
don't-
king of that. They
yeah,
are the king
but
of that.
I don't think it's going to be successful. That's the truth.
I
Really?
think
I
it's
just-
The thing is with Nintendo, and Nintendo does amazingly well. It might not do well in the States or in Australia, but you know in Japan it's already sold out.
But like they are doing well now, but their Wii U days were shit.
Mhm.
Like they were ass. They didn't just come back into the picture until with the Switch.
Well, this
Before that, all they had going was like the the DS and the stuff that was going on with that. But the Wii U, was
the
a
Wii
total
U was a
flop.
failure.
Well,
It was a
this-
failure.
yeah.
But,
And I have one. But
no, I didn't even know that.
yeah,
Oh,
I
wow.
bought a Wii U specifically for Mario Kart and Smash Brothers.
So are you
love Smash Brothers.
upset and a little bit salty that maybe they left the Wii U behind because they kind of did. They did what PlayStation did with the
Yeah.
Vita, and they kind of just stopped
Yeah.
making games for it.
Yeah.
Are you a bit upset about that? Is that why?
I mean, I'm not totally upset because I waited a while to buy one. I didn't have it like day one or anything.
Yeah,
I pretty
yeah.
much I bought it fairly recently, so I can't necessarily talk about being
Wait. When did
being
you
left
buy it?
behind.
Like in the last year?
Yeah.
I haven't had it for a whole year yet.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Then wouldn't that make you more upset that they released a new home console in that time?
No,
I think it was after the Switch.
the Switch was already out. I
Yeah.
bought the Wii U after the Switch came out.
Wait, what? I
Because-
can't tell if you're joking. I actually
No.
can't. Is it you being serious?
Are you
No,
sure?
I got
Why?
it specifically
Why?
because I wanted only Smash Brothers for
But
it.
there's going to be a new Smash game on Switch. There's going to be a new Mario Kart game on Switch. Like,
And
why go
when-
backwards?
When the Smash Brothers comes out for Switch, I'll probably buy a Switch.
Yeah, but
I
why did
didn't
you
wanna
waste
miss
your
out.
money on a Wii U? What?
I don't feel like
You wanted that Smash
I didn't
Brothers,
waste-
bro.
Damn. You
I
should have
didn't
just bought the 3DS version, dude. Why didn't you just buy the 3DS?
I don't want to play it on a fucking 3DS, man.
Oh,
That's lame.
don't be
And
that person.
you can't, like-
Don't be that person.
What I play like couch co-op or whatever you call it with like friends with Smash Brothers. I can't really do that with the 3DS.
Well,
And
they
that's
have
why
online
I
on
like-
it.
Let's
3DS.
huddle around the 3DS and
Yeah.
Use like one hand each.
Take the right side.
Did everyone bring their styluses?
yeah. Ooh, I got you.
So like, I bought it because I waited so long because I wanted a really good deal and I got it dirt cheap.
How much did
I
it cost
got
you?
it really cheap. It was like just over $100 or something.
Oh, okay.
It was
Maybe
really
that's
cheap.
not
I
too
bought
bad
it.
then, Yeah.
I bought like the Mario Kart bundle, like
Oh yeah, nice.
a used Mario Kart bundle, and it came, and I bought Smash Brothers for it, and that's why I waited so long because I wanted Smash Brothers, but I didn't want to pay full price for a system and then really only
Yeah.
get one game for it,
Actually,
especially with one that's been out for so long.
How will Smash Brothers work on Switch? Because you can have 4 controllers connected at a time, right? Or is that not true?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I
don't
think
know.
you can split the sticks in half. So you'd have like 2 controllers, but then you'd split them in half. So each person would probably have one.
Oh.
Wouldn't the controller be like 1 inch though? That'd be tiny. How do you use that?
It
Yeah,
doesn't.
they're pretty
It doesn't feel
small.
great. I played the Switch for the first time. Not great.
Yeah.
Really,
I mean,
I have yet to play one.
I
no,
honestly
I haven't
think
played it either.
Nintendo's success is solely based on whether their iteration of Mario and Zelda are good. There was
Yeah.
no
I
good Zelda, no
100%
good Mario on the Wii U, and people freaking hated it. And then Breath of the Dookie comes out, and freaking Super Mario
Dude,
Odyssey.
there goes like any followers that we
Yeah.
had. Just like they're gone. But
No,
I
no.
don't.
The-
I've never played Legend of Zelda game, so I don't necessarily talk about it.
It is absolutely beautiful. To clarify, and it's
Do
not.
you think they're
a bag-
overpraised?
I think the community makes me hate the game
But
so
yeah.
much
Yeah.
because they just sit there and jerk themselves off so
Yeah,
freaking hard,
That is true.
and I cannot stand it.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. They definitely have a bit of a. I don't know. I don't really like the Nintendo subculture. Do you know what I mean? They're a little bit
Yeah.
too. We're the best. We're still the
Yeah.
best.
This
We've made
Legend
all the
of
best
Zelda.
games all the time.
This Legend of
Oh.
Zelda has crafting, and no game has ever had crafting before. So revolutionary.
I do completely agree that Nintendo sales will not happen without a good Mario or Zelda game.
Well, that's not 100% true because I think their best seller is probably Mario
No.
Kart, right? That probably
Or
sells the
Splatoon.
most.
That count. I think that counts though. I think Mario
Oh,
Kart
okay,
falls
alright,
into that
alright.
category.
And does
But
Smash Bros fall into that too?
I would say so. I would say
Okay.
so. Like
Well,
their
in that case, then,
games.
yeah, I agree.
their
Oh, except for
biggest
Pokemon,
games-
Pokemon, Mario, Zelda. They're the 3. They're the
Yeah.
3
If
big
they
ones.
do a console Pokemon, sales will go
Can
through
you?
the roof.
No. The thing is, Carl, they'll never do that because the
No.
reason that their handheld sales are so big is because of Pokemon.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah,
they sell
absolutely.
hardware on one
I
game.
guess
Everyone
They
buys that
I
just
guess-
for
yeah.
Pokemon.
I bought a DS for that, so I
Well,
can't
Yeah.
I've
You
owned
bought
every
me a
Nintendo
DS for
handheld.
that.
Yeah, far out. No, but I've owned every single Nintendo handheld, and it was for a sole reason, and it was to play Pokemon.
Yeah,
Ever
if they,
since
They're
the Game Boy
great
Color.
consoles.
It's crazy.
They're great systems.
they are, but if they released Pokemon to console, they would essentially be killing the DS or any
Yeah.
handheld console
no,
that
I
they
think
had in the future.
But the Pokemon Go came out, and the Sun and Moon was still sold. I think
Yeah.
10 million or something like that. So
Yeah.
You know, actually,
maybe there would be a future, maybe. But I
Yeah.
think it's just because a mobile game probably isn't as, I don't know. It probably wouldn't steal as many sales as say a console game would.
yeah.
I mean, I think what
Yeah.
they would do if they did anything is they'd release like a game like Emerald for the console, and then they still have your Alpha Sapphire and Ruby Red or whatever
Oh,
on the
okay, yeah.
handhelds. Because
Wait,
then
is
you're-
that the next
possible.
games? Are those the next games?
No, that was
Oh,
just the only.
okay.
that
I
was
was like,
Oh, come on, man. Come
Like,
on,
what?
everyone,
How do you not know, dude? These came out.
yeah. Well, no, I know. That's what I was saying. Like Ruby, Emerald, and Sapphire came out.
Yeah, that's Gen 3.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah.
wait, what? They're like going. Oh, I guess they did do like
Yeah, okay.
Heart Gold and Super
Yeah,
Silver or
Soul
whatever.
Silver.
Yeah, the
Soul
remakes,
Silver.
And then the
Super Silver.
Super Silver.
Super.
You've never seen me this power level before. This is my Super Silver form.
Oh my god. Yeah. So it's
I mean, I think the build quality of the Labo is gonna be,
Shit.
I don't know.
It's a
I
pizza
just-
box.
I
It
gotta
does
be
look like
It's a
honest.
pizza box, man.
I just don't I really just don't understand the entire thing. I fall into the category of people who just don't get it. I feel
Well,
like
yeah. There
I
needs to be more told about it because there's not enough that we know at the moment, right? It was a small clip, 2-minute clip that had a bunch of kids making the toys and then putting the game in the toy and then playing the game related to the toy. Like we don't know what the software capabilities are. Like are the possibilities endless with what you can build and what you can play and all this, or is it like a set amount of mini games that are part of the software bundle,
Yeah.
and then you make the toy based on that mini game? Because it could be
Yeah.
something as simple as that. But I feel like the way they portrayed it was that like it's a bit like a Little Big Planet or like a Mario
Yeah.
Maker where the possibilities are endless and you can build
Yeah.
whatever game you want, kind of thing. And if it's like that, then I think it might be kind of cool.
I
They
think
need
they're
Labo,
testing.
they need Labo what amiibos. They need Labo amiibos, man.
Oh, yeah.
How do they do that?
Nintendo
That
Labo
doesn't make any
Amiibo,
sense.
Skylander,
Yeah.
XE.
Well, the scary thing, they probably make enough money of the amiibos to fund everything that they ever do. They don't even have to have a successful home console. The amiibos sell that well,
Yeah.
honestly.
That is true.
Yeah, they
I
really
think,
have.
I think Nintendo is testing the water to see how shitty of a product they can sell us. They're just stepping down like, yo, it'd be hilarious. What if we just sold
Yeah.
a handheld console, but like told them it was like an actual console, like, and we'll make the controller stupid small. Like
They're
that's
all
not
like
gonna
really-
work. Oh,
they're
it'll work.
all
We'll
like-
put that really good Zelda on it. Like, oh, you're right, man.
They're on such a high right now from all the success that they've been getting, and I feel like they haven't felt that kind of high in such a long time. They're
Yeah.
just like, oh my god, they probably feel like so invincible.
Pizza
yeah.
box, sell it.
I mean, we're all dumping on it right now, but it could be like the next Wii Sports,
could
right?
be.
Yeah.
Wii Sports was freaking phenomenal.
That's
Everyone
true.
played that shit. Like it was bundled in, it sold well, and then when they had the Wii Sports result came out, everyone played that too. It was freaking great, dude. And like they could have it. They could have the next big thing.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, you can paint these, man. You can paint these.
Yeah.
What other console can say that you have cardboard that you can put over your console and then paint it? It's fucking unheard of.
Yeah, this is a birdhouse, and you just stick your stuff in it,
Wow.
man. It's pretty cool.
Man, you guys are so negative. Damn.
I know.
We need
I
to
know.
buy a Switch. We can play with the Labo ourselves.
You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
if they do a
no,
Mario
he's like,
Maker
I'm a
thing,
cynic, but oh yeah.
if they do a Mario Maker thing where it's like, hey, like here's this open source engine, and like here's the like components, design something, there
Yeah.
might be something there,
Yeah.
but
I would,
they're not gonna
I
do
would
that.
play- I would play the hell out of Mario Maker if I had ever gotten that. I feel like that's one of the games that I could have played.
I think
What
I
time?
know. I think I know where this idea came from. I just
What?
thought of something. I think they designed like 7 games and they were bad. Like, oh,
Bundled them together.
this like fighting robot game. This isn't good. This motorcycle game, you're just sitting here with your hands out in front of you, like clawing like a cat to like motorcycle, and like this piano thing doesn't work, and like we can't sell this, but we've already dumped $200,000 into the development. What's something cheap we can slap on and make people go crazy?
They're discussing this over like pizza. They
yeah.
have like a pizza going on right now.
Hey, that box. Give me that.
Yeah.
That gives me an idea.
And that is how the LeBeau was built.
Yeah.
150%.
Pretty much. Yeah, it was built. It was built in like probably 10 fucking seconds. Honestly,
Yeah.
they probably just cleaned the grease off and then put it in packaging and sent it to the facility. It's ready
Yeah.
to go.
Make some of this. Like that's just what the order said. Like, what?
Yeah,
I have my doubts about this, but you guys are like taking it to the next level, like literally.
some,
Do well.
some
I do.
Some say they find Nintendo employees ravaging through the recycling at night, trying to get some more LeBeau materials.
Yeah. Japan is at an all-time low of cardboard.
Yeah. Oh my
Nintendo has
god.
bought every factory on the
Japan
island.
has now introduced a cardboard tax.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of which, like, did you guys play Tearaway or the Tearaway Unfolded on PlayStation or PlayStation Vita?
What is it?
Is that
Tearaway.
I don't know that. I don't know that.
It was. I think it was a free plus game for one of them.
I'm pretty sure I have it.
Yeah, I have this
it's
game
by-
too.
The London studio Media Molecule made it, and it's actually very similar. Not similar, but like the process of how you play the game is quite similar to the LeBeau, because like you build all these paper materials like in the game, right? But then you can print them out and then build them in real life too.
Oh.
And I feel like I mean, that was successful on a software level. I don't actually know how many people printed out the things and built them in real life, because I didn't. But I played the game. I thought it was great, and I thought that if people wanted to do that, it was actually a pretty cool idea.
Yeah.
Kind of going off that, I know the Lego company's done it a couple times, where like there's software where you can go like build and create your own thing online, and then you can order it and have it sent to you.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that. That's cool.
It's crashed like 3 times. They've done it 3 separate times because
Too many people go on it? Is that it?
No, it's too expensive because like people order all these cool specialized parts, and it's like, well, to build this truck with these tires, it's gonna be like $50, and you're like, there's 100.
Well, that's the problem. It's easier for them to mass produce the same models of things, isn't it?
Yeah.
Rather than build individualized.
Yeah.
You know, you can understand where they're coming from, I guess.
Yeah.
Because the demand for that would be insane. Like even I'd probably build something and buy it, to be
Just a
honest.
wiener.
Depending on how expensive it is.
Interesting. All right. Well, anyone got any more to say about the LeBeau?
No,
The
I
Labo.
wish them all the best. That's what I want to say.
I give
Honestly,
it a thumbs down.
Yeah, I would have to say thumbs down at the moment, but I would actually be kind of thrilled if this like turned into like the next big thing. I think that would be fucking hilarious. Like I hope
it does.
yeah. If this becomes like the next big thing, then Microsoft and Sony are gonna have to start making their consoles out of cardboard and everything. They're gonna have to start adapting to the new way.
Because my
So-
PlayStation isn't already crappily built enough.
Oh my god.
All right.
Speaking of which, there's been a lot of good games out lately. Like it's been a good time for gaming.
Oh
So,
yeah.
So
Just the first month of this year has been insane, right? Crazy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Got the Dragon Ball Fighters. Don't say Fighter Z. That's what I
Dude,
was saying originally.
Please, no,
but
don't be a Namco Bandai and
Yeah.
say
Yeah.
fighter. Please, don't be that. Don't do that.
do what?
Just Fighter
Like
Z. That's what they tweeted out, right?
Fighter Z.
It's Fighters, so it is Fighters.
But we're
like,
gonna call it Fighter Z because that
I
sounds way
want
better.
to I want to call it Fighter Z, but people do not like it. People do not like it being called Fighter Z. They
So?
want Fighters.
It just I don't know, dude.
I have to call Fighters.
I mean, the creators of the
have to.
game said that it's fighters, so should we listen to them?
Yeah, Probably.
No, we shouldn't. I don't think we should either, because no one liked Jar Jar Binks in Star Wars and bowed down to George
Yeah.
Lucas. So I'm not gonna do the same thing for this.
Okay,
Well,
you
it kind
know.
of makes sense. It's
Applied to
Dragon.
Rhino.
It's Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball
Exactly, that's
Fighter
why-
Z.
I was like so shocked when Bandai came out. Just like it's actually fighters. I was
what, you're some
expecting
kinda
complete
dummy?
opposite.
You some sort of big dumb baby thinking it's Fighter Z, huh?
But what?
Yeah, they were literally
Whatever.
correcting people. Man.
This is
But-
Spider
Z.
Rhino, but we're American. We can call it whatever we want. Let's be honest.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
We have the biggest nukes, so we're in
It's-
charge.
My hands are bigger,
Uh,
so it's called Fighter Z. It's Fighter Z.
Alright. But anyway, that came out. Looks really good. I've heard that people, like super fans of Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, have been saying that it's pretty
Yeah.
much the best Dragon Ball game to ever come out.
My
And it
sis-
really
looks
does look
incredible.
like it.
It looks great.
My sister
The art
runs a
style's
game
insane.
store in Portland,
Uh-huh.
Oregon, and they just had a Fighter Z tournament, and there was like
Oh, that's pretty
200
awesome.
people that showed up.
Seriously?
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
One of my favorite YouTube channels, Team 4-Star, they have been playing it nonstop. They do the Dragon Ball Z abridged and everything. They're some of the funniest guys on the platform. But they've been loving it. I've been watching them play it, and they're absolutely in love with it. And I can see why. It just looks so great. It just looks
Yeah.
like it's ripped out of the anime.
Did you guys know the sales for the game? Or
No.
not?
I don't.
Do you
I
have them
looked at-
on you? I got it.
No, I don't. I was just wondering, because the problem is there's so many games coming out right now. You've got the new Final Fantasy Dissidia game, which all Final Fantasy like super fans will want to buy, and that's also a fighting style game, similar to not similar to Dragon Ball Z in that it's like a 2D singular plane, but it's like a 3D fighter, and it's really cool. And then you've got Monster Hunter coming out in the same week as these other two games, and then Celeste, which has also come out recently. And
Yeah.
I feel like the problem is when all these games come out at once, is that most consumers buy one, maybe two, and then they don't buy the others. And so
Mhm.
I wonder like what the priorities are, because I didn't buy personally Dragon Ball Z, but I wanted to. But I knew that Monster Hunter was coming out, and I knew that
Alright.
Dissidia was coming out, and I kind of wanted to. I was weighing towards them a bit more.
Alright.
So I got
Alright.
stats. Fighters sold 2 million combined of like physical copies and
Oh, that's
digital
great.
sales.
It's a success then. That's awesome.
yeah.
That's great. That's awesome.
Whereas Monster Hunter.
Yeah, that
I know
that's
they're
the
only
less.
5
Monster
million.
Hunter's at
Yeah, they passed 5 million.
1.35 physical copies.
Nice. I think worldwide they shipped 5 mil is what I yesterday or 2 days
Yeah.
ago. So that's
Yeah,
wildly
because-
successful too.
They have like a celebration package for in
In
game
game,
for the
right?
5 million.
Yeah, for the 5 million. So cool.
That's absolutely insane.
That is one thing that I do kind of want to talk about is Monster Hunter.
Fantastic game. I'm really loving it.
Aaron, you need to
Aaron,
get
have you
it.
started? Have you started playing?
Oh
it?
yeah,
even
I've
now.
been playing it like
Liar!
crazy.
You're a
Tell
lying
the truth,
bastard.
dude.
You're such
What
a
is it-
lying
what is-
bitch.
I'm
This
just
is how
hunting
we know.
those Shitari.
Chitari.
Aaron, is your character
Shit.
Yeah,
Atari.
it's a Marvel crossover version.
Yeah.
It's what Aaron got, limited edition Marvel.
Yeah, chimeras.
crossover
I'm hunting
monster.
chimeras all over. I'm taking
Aaron,
out the.
You make-
Dude, you need.
You make
need to play
jokes,
it.
but you don't realize it is the best game that has come out in a long time.
That makes me
It's
not want to
extremely
play
good.
it.
It is
You're
extremely
such
good.
a hipster bitch, Aaron. I hate you.
Wait, are you playing it based on its success? So because it's so successful, you won't play it, really?
No, it's just I don't know. He's like, download it. It's so good.
It's too
like,
mainstream,
man, that
bro.
makes me
It's
not
too
want to.
mainstream.
What is it so
Yeah.
bad? Is it so bad
Damn.
that I want like you to come play with us? That I want you to come play with me? Is
Is
that
it so
terrible?
bad that you want to spread such a great game amongst
To be
the community?
honest,
Is that such a bad thing?
probably the reason I haven't downloaded is because I'm still playing through Dark Souls
Wait, which one? Which Dark
3.
Souls?
3.
Wait, that came out like 2 years ago,
yeah, I
didn't
know
it?
it came out. I just want to play it again, man. I just want to play it one
Bro,
more time.
Can't even
Oh,
talk to
okay,
me.
okay. So this is like what number of playthroughs have you done? What are you up to now?
Well, my current playthrough is on just number 1, but I've played the game
Wait, have you
times.
finished the game?
Yes, I've finished the game twice in G+.
Oh, okay, alright.
When it first
So
came out.
why are you playing it again then? What is this about?
Oh wait, no, I haven't played it. No, I haven't. That was
These are all just excuses. These are all just excuses, clearly.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
this is all just bullshit.
You know, when I'm playing Taio Kaiden, Kaiowaki, you know, that's a pretty good game.
Had to
Is
phone
that like a-
boyfriend.
Yeah.
Is that an anime? Is that an anime game or something?
It's just Monster Hunter, but like,
Are you,
worse.
Aaron? Tell the
can't
truth.
tell if he's being
Are you a weeaboo? Are you a weeaboo?
I'm not a
or
weeaboo. I am.
Tell me. Dude.
No,
This is
I-
a safe space.
Totally.
I don't
This
own-
information.
I don't own one poster for an anime. I have no body
have a-
pillows.
Oh, nobody play. All right.
Nope,
okay,
I
was
don't-
gonna ask that.
I don't even have any T-shirts.
Okay, how many DVD box sets do you have?
0. And I
Tell
don't
me-
own any manga.
Really?
Yeah.
So wait, where were you coming up with these anime titles from?
He's a
confused
closet
now.
weeb. He's a
He's
closet.
a closet
weeb.
weeb. He's pretending like he doesn't enjoy it, but he
No,
does.
I'm really
He just doesn't want to delve into that universe. That's
I
it.
have watched several animes, but it has nothing to do. I like stories, and the medium doesn't matter. I'll read a book, I'll watch a movie, and if someone's like, "Hey, this anime has a ding dang real good story," it's like, okay, I'll watch it.
Dean,
That's totally fine. I quite enjoy anime.
Me too.
Honestly,
100%. Yeah. See, I'm not ashamed to say it, but
Yeah.
I'm like not saying that I'm a
Proud.
weeaboo or anything,
he's
but
the
you know.
proud weeboo. Proud.
Yeah.
Yeah, just be a proud weeaboo.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm
No,
not a
I'm like the guy
weeaboo.
who like was playing Pokemon Go a year after it came out, was proudly
Yeah.
walking through the streets doing it. You know, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, you still play Pokemon Go, bro?" Like trying to make me feel bad about it. I'm like, "Yeah,
That'd be me.
Why do you care?"
Yeah.
When was the last time you checked Pokemon, Joe?
Today, literally.
Attaboy.
Dang, he's going hard.
Well, there
man.
you
Gotta
go.
catch them all.
Yeah, so Aaron, you gotta get it, man. You gotta come play with us, man. It's
Yeah.
just it's so good. Kyle, you too, dude.
I'll
I'm
both of you
download it.
are-
Oh,
it's-
I'm
I'm gonna
downloading it
pull-
right now.
Good. It's
Right,
really
No, it's incredibly addictive. The gameplay loop is insane. Like the way that they just make you go out and hunt and then build armor and build weapons based on what you've just hunted, and then like giving you the resource, like a few of the resources that you need to build the next
I've-
gear, and then going out. Like the gameplay loop is insanely rewarding and great to play. Honestly,
yeah.
It's
It
it's a pretty common game type in like Japanese games, but it hasn't really came
Yeah.
over into Western. Like what I mentioned before,
Yeah.
Taio Kaiden,
Mhm.
Kaiowaki, which is a
Yeah.
butcher of pronunciation, is exactly that. And
Oh, cool.
I just beat that like a month ago, which is kind of half why I'm like not super interested in Monster Hunter.
Wait, was this a PlayStation game or PC?
Yeah, PS4.
Oh, cool. Oh, that's cool.
But Monster
Rhino's
Hunter,
gonna
it
leave
looks
Monster
beautiful.
Hunter for that.
Yeah. It just
Maybe
I'm not sure
maybe.
how far you guys have gotten into Monster Hunter, but the problem with those type of games is they get so grindy. I mean,
They
so
are grindy, but-
grindy.
I love a
The
good grind.
grind is fun though. It is a fun grind.
100%.
Aaron,
Yep.
I mean, you love Warframe. Warframe is a complete grind. But
Come
the grind
on,
is fun.
man.
That's how Monster Hunter feels.
Yeah.
Except
As long as
argue
it's
Monster
fun
Hunter
to
does it
play.
much better.
Oh.
Hey, those are fighting words, dog. I'm sure Monster Hunter's fantastic, but there's no way it Warframes, and you know what I'm talking about. There's
Ooh.
Yeah.
There's no way it Warframes, but it could be. It honestly looks fantastic, and I'm sure the gameplay's sharper and like all that, but nothing can Warframe.
Yeah.
Okay, but does it have
Warframe
arm
is
wrestling?
free.
Does Warframe have arm
It
wrestling?
does not.
It doesn't
Warframe
have-
does not have arm
Monster
Monster
wrestling.
Hunter wins.
Yeah.
Monster Hunter wins. man.
Yeah, you're right. I
You
can see
gotta get
defeat.
It's a game that like has made me feel about a video game something I haven't felt in a very long time. It's
Like
it's a
Skyrim
game I
levels?
actually like Skyrim, like Destiny levels of like
Ooh.
of play. It's just like I pine for it.
Like that's all. It's all you
day.
think about, right? Yeah. It's like literally when I'm not playing Monster Hunter, all I'm thinking about is Monster Hunter. Like it's crazy. Like it's got me hooked. It's like a drug. It's like a drug, and I can't stop. It's crazy.
Absolutely,
That's the whole goal of the game. That's what they want.
yeah, and you can.
But the
you
good
can
thing is
play
it's
with
not predatory
friends.
though. It's not predatory like in the way that they do it. There's no gameplay loop that involves you like not
No
like
bull-
RNG. It's
no
not it's not
bullshit loot
RNG based. Exactly. No loot boxes.
It's not like Destiny grind.
It's not like Destiny. No, it's like you go out and you.
I'm sold. I'll play it
monster that
right now.
You know will give you the gear that you need. It's
Face
like
my money.
I know it's just
Face my
great.
money.
Yeah, it's pretty much just like I mean it's really kind of like a boss fight game. You know, you hunt down these
Mhm.
giant monsters, and they're essentially just bosses, and it's just kind of a huge boss rush thing. I mean, that's simplifying it by a lot, but that's
Yeah.
essentially really kind of the core of it. If you don't like repetitive games, you won't end up liking this one. But if you
Mhm.
like grindy games, which I fucking love grindy games when it's worth it. Like there's games like Destiny 2, which is a shit game, by the way.
Yeah. Go to the
But
dark side.
where Destiny 2 is grindy as fuck, but then you grind and you're like, the fuck did I do this for?
There's no
Like,
reward
why?
in Destiny.
What's the point? Why did
Exactly.
I just do this? And with
Well-
Monster Hunter, it is incredibly rewarding. Every single
Yeah.
monster, even the small ones, have like their own armor
Yeah.
sets and
Yep.
everything
And
completely
everything has a
unique with
purpose.
ability.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
And
and
the
the
thing is with
worlds are
Destiny,
beautiful.
oh yeah, dude, the art styles are great. Like one knock on it is that it's not 60 frames because I think if it was 60 frames, it would like be so fluid and so cool
Yeah.
to play. Like
Mhm.
once PC comes out, obviously it'll
Yeah.
obviously achieve that.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say though, I was kind of expecting it to be a glitchy mess when it first came out, when it released. I thought a
Yeah.
game like this was going to be like, kind of like, you know, a Bethesda game when it first comes out.
Yeah.
Like
Come
it's
on,
completely.
man.
Especially because they have 4 people on the map at a time, like simultaneously attacking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like someone's mounting it over here. You got another person on the other side of that farming for materials and whatnot. Like I thought that in particular would be like a real big issue for them because
I
they haven't
run
had
into any problems.
No, me neither.
It's-
It's been
it's
actually
insane.
great. Yeah.
So I love it. It's
Oh, I highly
like,
recommend it to anybody.
It's 10
Anybody
out of 10
anybody
for me
who
right
likes
now, and I
RPG.
haven't. And from what I was talking about with Rhino last night, sounds like I haven't even scratched the surface yet. I
Oh,
don't think
no,
either of
dude.
us have.
No, we haven't. We haven't, dude. We haven't. So I just finished the story, and that took 25 odd hours, I think.
Yeah.
I just finished the story, and it basically opens up an entirely new game. Like the end game experience is a true end game
Aaron,
experience.
it kind of sounds like a Warframe.
No.
man.
No,
It
nothing
does,
can
it does.
Warframe. Nothing can.
And the thing is, like,
I'm,
I've
you know,
only- I've
I'm
only
truly
endgame for a little bit.
optimistic. Truly optimistic, you know, but I have a hard time anything with Warframe.
Yeah.
That's impossible.
do you know the scary thing is that like I had zero expectations. So what happened was it came out the 26th, and then on the 27th, on the Friday, I was playing Star Wars, I think, with my friends. And a few of my friends were playing Monster Hunter, and they said to me, "Oh, dude, you should just get it, just try it out and whatnot." I was like a bit apprehensive about it. I didn't really want to get it. I thought if I was going to buy it, I'd buy the disc version. And so they kept telling me like, "Oh, you know, get it, you get it, and whatnot." Anyway, I downloaded it. That's all I've been thinking about.
Slept.
It's funny.
Yeah.
It's funny because all three of us bought the beta and none of us touched it.
Yeah, we didn't play the beta. Like I didn't look at much
Dude,
content
I had
for the
some
game.
others
I didn't
to
like all of these things, and still it's still so profound. Like it's crazy. Like because I didn't even have expectations for it. Maybe that's why.
I think it's just the Monster Hunter series in general because, like, I know I've heard people talk and I've listened to people talk about like how amazing the Monster Hunter games are. Like, they
Yeah.
still hold today. Like, I think the last console game was on the Wii, and then I think
the
It's been
3DS
mostly
version, right?
handhold.
Yeah,
I
handheld.
think.
Yeah.
and everyone's just like, "Oh my gosh, it's the best game ever." So, I mean, I'll give it a try.
Warning: once you try, you will not go back.
It's like
Yeah,
heroin.
it is literally heroin. It is literally video game heroin. It
That's
is it's just a little bit better for you. But
mm,
And
Just a
they have
little
all the
bit.
free DLC coming out, right? Too. I'm pretty sure.
I believe so. Oh yeah.
Which is freaking awesome.
Are they
Like,
Well,
gonna
they have
them on?
like Street Fighter like armor that's gonna be coming out pretty soon, and they have a Horizon Zero Dawn event going on right
currently
now.
in the
Where
game.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's kinda
Did
cool.
you have you done it for your
Yeah.
Palico yet?
I haven't done it yet.
Okay,
haven't
I'll
done
take a picture for you, Carl. The Palico gear it looks so freaking cool. It's like straight out of Horizon,
Alright.
man. It's
Yeah,
so
this will
cool.
probably get Kyle to get it because Kyle's favorite game ever is pretty much Horizon.
There you
Dude, I
go.
want to play
There
that
you go.
DLC so bad. It looks so good.
Nice.
Have you not done the Frozen Wilds yet?
No, I've been playing Skyrim.
Ah, true. Yeah, you're kind of hooked on that at the moment,
Uh,
aren't
boy.
you?
I have 2 trophies left for the platinum.
Oh,
What-
what two do you have left?
Just the Civil War.
Oh, is that
that's
it? Easy.
Wait.
That'll be easy.
Stormcloak or
Yeah, who are you
Legion?
signing with, boy? Tell us.
I'm pretty sure I did Stormcloak.
Get out of here!
Boy.
here! Come on, it's Legion all the way.
There wasn't, to be honest, I don't think there was a good choice. Either way you went, they were both ass.
No,
Legion
Stormcloak.
all the way. Praise the Thalmor.
I actually did do Legion, though, to be fair.
Wait,
Yeah,
what?
my
Yeah.
boy. Said
Hey,
praise
we're
the
split
Thalmor.
What
down
about the
middle.
Dalmor?
They're my boys. High elves all the way.
High hopes of the way.
Master
You're-
race.
I think
You-
they're.
I think you should
this
just die,
friendship's been
honestly.
jeopardized.
I think you
Man.
should actually just die. No, this is not the first time our friendship has been jeopardized
Yeah.
over this goddamn game. I'll tell you that much, motherfucker.
Yeah, you
You
didn't
shit
play.
murderer.
No, you.
How could you?
I'm sorry that I
Could
didn't
you?
spare Hitler. I'm sorry.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude.
You're gonna side with Hitler?
He's not Hitler.
Don't
He's
worry,
your
6
friend.
million
He
Jews.
helped
Who cares
you.
about
He
them?
helped you.
Oh, yeah.
Ah.
Hitler gave me a candy bar. I won't kill him.
Oh, hey, whatever. It's more like no.
2 candy bars, sorry.
Now it's okay. Now it's okay.
No,
It's-
that's
it's not
acceptable.
okay. What we're talking about is in the game, you meet this dragon. He's a real cool guy, and he helps you on your quest, helps you save the world, all of existence, pretty much actually,
Mhm.
from this dragon who's
Oh,
brings upon Alduin, who
Alduin
brings
is
about the
sick.
apocalypse. He was sick, but he's also kind of a little bitch.
Yeah.
But
I really.
but he was really cool. But this cool dragon guy like teaches you, a lot of things about yourself, helps you power up. He's a real
He
cool
really does.
guy.
How
You
do we get
find
onto
out-
the topic of Parathenats?
Yeah.
Huh?
How do we get onto the topic of Parathenats?
Parthenax, that's what me and Aaron were just talking about.
Oh, okay. Because I was
And
like,
and it comes out that he may
Mhm.
have had a little bit of a troubled
Just a
past,
little bit.
but he has redeemed himself though
Mm.
by helping the
So-
world become a better place and
Oh,
and saving the world. And how does Aaron repay him? By murdering him in cold blood.
So we have your perspective. Now let's hear mine. So this dragon who hid from his master Alduin, and
People
he
of the
comes
jury.
back into the limelight because he realizes, oh hey, this guy can actually kill Alduin. Probably should help him do that. So he just helps you out. He's a real cool guy about it. And then one of your bros is like, hey, Parthenax, yeah, he enslaved humanity. I mean, it was only for like 1,000 years or whatever. It wasn't that bad. Like tons of people died. Don't worry about it though. But hey, he's just Hitler. But hey, he saved his own
wasn't
skin.
Hitler.
He just
Alduin
saved
was
your own
Hitler.
skin. No.
Alduin was Hitler. Okay,
No,
he was
Alduin.
working under him.
Sorry,
I
he's
feel like they were
Mussolini.
equally as bad.
They're terrible. And so he saves his own skin by having you kill Alduin, because Alduin's going to kill him
Yeah.
for abandoning
He
him.
bitches out. Yeah, he bitches
Uh-huh.
out of one.
So I did what I had to. He helped how he helped, and when you talk to him, he understands. He's not really angry. I had to give it to
He's
him.
a cool guy.
He fights
Hey.
you. I think that's honorable that he fights to the very end, even though he spent however long hiding. But
Like a bitch.
yeah, so I had to end him. I had to do what was right for humanity.
So,
Yeah.
Aaron,
Then you
did
went
anything
home
cool
and
from
sucked
that
Delphine's
quest?
dick.
Mm-hmm.
Did you get anything cool from that quest?
Did I what?
Killing him? Is there anything cool for killing
I
him?
think he dropped something cool, right?
I don't
No, he
know if
doesn't.
I don't think he drops anything.
He
It's-
doesn't. He
Oh,
just
not even worth it then.
he
No, he
just
doesn't?
drops
Oh,
a
it's
load of
completely worth
shame
it.
for you to carry on your shoulders the rest of your
Oh.
life.
He lifts a weight on humanity.
Yeah, is that what he does?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I killed him too, so and I
Yeah.
thought it was a thing to do.
Ryder, you're a pretty cool guy, you know?
Oh, you too, man. You too.
All right. All right. Someone move on to the next topic, please. Next topic, please.
Are we doing this next
Uh.
one? Are we doing it?
Do it.
All right. This is
It's time.
this is the age-old question. But to preface this with, all of us have
Who we starting with?
we'll start with you. But before we go into it, I want to say that we all have respect for the women, and this
we
is not
do respect women.
this is not out of
Ramen?
ramen,
Oh,
Tupper ramen, the good noodle, the best noodle. You know, this is we are being a little shallow in this next topic, but we only
We're guys. We're
Yeah.
dudes.
Yeah, we're
But-
not. We're just being
Like-
the boys, you know. It's not out of disrespect.
It's like a philosophical
yeah, it is.
like viewpoint. Like I mean, we got
Mhm.
girlfriends, and shit.
All of us.
Well, yeah, it's okay.
I'm very confused by the introduction to this topic. I have no idea what it is.
Oh,
Alright,
wait, what do you
maybe
think it
Rhino-
is?
I think Rhino should start first.
Yeah, actually, I
what do
think so too. What do you think the
What do you
topic
mean?
is?
I've
What's the
got no
topic?
idea. It sounds a little bit misogynistic. I'm not.
It is
Just
a little
like the way you
misogynistic.
prefaced it. I didn't read the sheet. So.
All right, so we'll start with you, Rhino.
Wait, what?
which one are you?
Yeah, which one are you?
A human?
Wrong.
Was I wrong? All right. Heterosexual?
Also wrong.
No
All right.
idea, dude. I've got no idea. I'm so.
Rhino, are you a boobs or a butt guy?
Oh God.
Yeah, it's much worse than you thought.
I can tell you're not used to hitting the curveball right now.
I mean, I don't play baseball, so yes, you would be correct in assuming
Well,
that.
you play cricket. Don't they have curveballs in cricket?
Oh, they swing. Swing bowling, they call it, not curveball. But it's practically the same thing. But
Same.
I was more of a bowler than a batsman, though. So
Oh, sure.
that's unfortunate.
You play with more balls than you do bats.
Oh,
I mean,
so you're in for the third category.
Yeah.
We're missing something.
Boobs,
Missing one
butts,
there.
or balls.
Oh God.
Oh.
I mean,
Alright.
it's a hard one to answer. So, do you guys have one preference over the other?
Yes.
Is this
Yes,
Okay.
I have a preference, but I
Yeah.
think we certainly all
okay?
like
Yeah.
both.
Yeah, I enjoy both, but I've never been like a big boob guy, to be honest. Like, you know, like guys who like love the huge ass
Thank
titties,
you.
the triple D's or the
Big
double
anime
K's.
titties.
Yeah, big old man
I
in
mean-
titties, bruh.
Don't get me wrong, like, you know, every now and again I wouldn't mind seeing a couple, but I've always been an ass guy. Like, everyone loves a good bum, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
100%. I'm with you all the way.
I must also say I am definitely a butt guy.
You're a
I am.
bunch of filthy, uneducated barbarians. I am.
All right.
I've only met like one other boob person, but there is
Yeah,
a
really?
misconception. There is a misconception. It is not about. It's not about how big those boys are. You
You're
know,
more
like,
of a shape guy.
oh, yeah,
It's,
yeah,
it's about the way they sit, dude. If
Yeah,
they sit
exactly.
well, they can do anything.
Like
for
Yeah.
perkiness.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
That goes
100%.
into it. Like there's definitely too big.
Yeah.
No, I definitely respect them, and I will be honest. Like a few years ago, I would definitely say I was a boob guy, but then I grew the
Okay,
fuck
yeah.
up,
Whoa,
and
whoa,
I
whoa.
matured a little bit, and then and then I'm where I sit now.
I mean,
But
I have a
I
lot of
respect
respect for a woman who has a good butt because
I respect
think that
women.
Well, I think boobs is very genetic based, right? Like you're either born with big boobs or you're born with not so big boobs or whatever. Like you're
That's
given
fair.
those gifts.
I'm
Do you
not
know
sure
what I
you
mean?
can
Whereas
do
I feel
much
like
about it.
a bum you can work on, like a girl
True.
that squats and has worked on her ass and like has a decent peach. That is like I have maximum respect for those girls, honestly.
Yeah.
That's an
I-
aspect I had to consider.
But in saying that, I feel like you can genetically get a good bum too. Like that's
Yeah.
also part and parcel.
Yeah.
Yeah, total
I-
respect for
no,
both
I
sides.
absolutely respect
Yeah.
your
I don't
side.
think
I
anyone
get,
doesn't
like,
respect.
I get it. I get it. It's just I am partial to partial to the booty a little bit.
I just
Oh,
can't,
yeah.
can't
do
deny who I
have
am.
to say, me and Abby watched this documentary on the girl with like the largest boobs in the world. And
How big are they? Just out of curiosity.
So let me put it this way: the lady's like 45 or 50, and when she stands up, they go to her belt if she's not wearing a bra.
Oh,
dude.
The way that she puts her bra on is she like bends over, her boobs go past her knees, and she does this whole swinging motion to get her bra on, and then
Oh.
button it. It's the craziest thing
What
ever.
the
I'll see if I can
fuck?
find it.
That sounds horrifying.
No, that's
Wait,
okay.
Are they natural, Kyle? Are these natural? We talking
Yeah.
natural?
Oh yeah. No, they're
What?
not. They're like SETI. They aren't like good.
But still, for them to be
Dude.
natural, that's
Oh.
like a miracle of nature or
So
something.
are they,
That's a
are they
runaway
the biggest
effect.
in terms of weight? Is it weight or is it like size or how do they judge these? I don't
Well,
even
it's
know.
probably a combination.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say so. God, either way, that sounds incredibly scary.
It sounds a little nasty.
Wait, is she obese, Kyle, or not?
Oh yeah. No. She's pretty big.
Okay, I was gonna say because I know a lot of people have big boobs have like back and neck problems because
Yeah.
it weighs
Yeah.
half and whatnot.
Mhm.
That would be really annoying.
Oh yeah, it must be so annoying.
I am never against them getting like a breast reduction.
Oh yeah, me neither.
Oh.
Honestly.
It's so selfish to like say like no,
Yeah,
don't get that. Like,
If you're
oh,
like
fuck
in a
you.
relationship with like a girl, she's just like, I want to get a breast reduction
feel
because
like-
like it hurts my back, and you're a total prick if you're just like, no, I like them the way they are. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Like I like them how it is. Just like you're kind of an asshole. Like if you say something like that.
I mean,
It's
I
just
do agree with that, but another perspective is like, God has granted them a gift. Should they not? should they not? Just embrace that gift instead of cutting it off and getting rid of it.
Yeah,
Side
do you-
topic: is there
yeah.
a God?
Yeah, I was gonna say, Rhino, how much do
Definitely
you
not.
believe in God's gift, man? How much do you
Definitely
believe
not.
in God's gift?
It's more of a phrase rather than actually believing in an existence. To be honest.
Well, Cthulhu's
Yeah.
real.
Yeah,
that's
praise,
also true.
Praise Cthulhu.
The dark one.
Oh
That
my
Jesus
god.
guy? I'm not so sure.
Okay, I think we should move on to one more topic. I think we should end it after this one. All right. I think let's end it off with a short little fun one here. I'm going to say this will be interesting what Rhino chooses because I guess I don't know if this was mentioned in the previous episode, but he lives in Australia, so there's different restaurants there. But what's your favorite? What do you think is the best fast food restaurant, Rhino?
Ooh. Okay. So like fast food in terms of like, does it have to be a franchise and like
Whatever you want. Best fast food restaurant.
are we talking?
and
Okay,
what
so
you order.
what is like your how do you categorize fast food? Do you guys like have like a
I think I would stick to maybe like a franchise or
Yeah.
something. I think.
Yeah.
I would stick to that at least so
Okay.
like
So
people know what I'm
we
talking about.
don't have like a vast variety of fast foods. I think like you guys do. Like I hear about all this obscure shit from the States that sounds freaking amazing, and like
Yeah,
we have to deal
it's
with
our
like
main commodity over here.
yeah, like we've got like the mainstays. We've got the Mickey D's. We've got
yeah.
the-
Wait,
Wait,
what was the
King-
first one? What was the first one?
Mickey D's.
No, before
Oh,
that?
McDonald's.
To
No,
the
the first one was-
mainstays?
Yeah, the mainstays. Like the like the ones that we have is what I'm trying to say, I guess.
Uh,
Okay.
Come on, Aaron.
Like the popularized ones over here.
Okay. Sorry. Lost
That's
in,
fine,
lost
it's
in
fine.
translation.
No, so we have obviously even Africa has Mickey D's, and then we've got the BK, but we don't call it BK over here. We call it Hungry Jacks.
what?
It's gonna be like its own topic by itself.
Are you not? Are you, Hungry Jacks is not Jack in the
Hungry-
Box.
No.
Yeah, do you have Jack in the Box?
It's BK. So BK has the Whopper, right? Hungry
Yeah.
Jacks has the
Yeah.
Whopper. Yeah.
What?
It's the BK. So we don't call it BK. We call it Hungry Jacks.
But
Weird.
do they call themselves like the sign?
No.
Does it say
Like
Hungry
the sign.
Hungry
Yeah.
Jack?
No, I mean, we call it, like, everybody calls it. Like, they are called Hungry Jacks. Like, the sign says Hungry Jacks inside the burger.
Wow.
And
Can you
everything. Like,
send us a picture?
I mean, I can. Yes, I can arrange
Like, that's just weird.
that.
But
I
is
don't
there
know
Jack
why.
in the
I don't know why.
Box?
No, we don't have Jack in the Box. We don't have
Okay.
Chick-fil-A. We don't have In-N-Out.
Yeah, well, I
What are
mean,
the other ones you guys have?
in
don't
Oregon,
have
Popeyes. We don't have Popeyes either.
Yeah, well, Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out aren't super common here in the States. Only certain states have them. Like in
Where
Oregon, there's
they
only
are?
one Chick-fil-A, I believe, and like one, maybe two In-N-Outs. I know one just opened up in
I think there's only
Medford.
one. I think
Yeah,
You guys
there's
are
only one.
missing out.
No, dude, people it's a cult following for Chick-fil-A and In-N-Out.
I've heard
My
good
cousin-
things.
I will
I've heard
say,
very good things.
Chick-fil-A, very good. In-N-Out, meh.
It's fine.
I'll say it. Yeah, it's
good.
fine.
a
It's
meh.
good.
It didn't
My
change my
cousin
life.
had his wedding catered by Chick-fil-A, actually.
No fucking way. Fast food catered wedding? That sounds sick.
Okay, to give a little insight, like to defend them, they planned their wedding in a month. Like they were like, "Hey, let's just get married."
Man,
And
I'd
that
do
was
Chick-fil-A.
One of the places that they could get.
No,
But
man,
yeah, I heard it was good. I wasn't able to go to it, but I mean,
Yeah.
So I think the other ones that we have that you guys have would be KFC, Subway, Domino's, Pizza.
Yeah.
Yeah, Domino's.
Papa Domino's.
and
Domino's
then
is popping up everywhere. It's kind of weird.
Oh yeah. It's
Domino's.
our boy
So
Papa
many.
Domino's, baby. Full disclosure,
And then
I've
we
never
have-
even had Domino's pizza.
wait, what? You
Never
never
even
had
had-
Domino's,
For
Wait,
like
what?
several months, I've been repping Domino's.
Papa
but you've never eaten
Domino's.
it.
Never.
Where do you get your pizza from? Are you a Pizza Hut guy?
Oh, I am a Pizza Hut guy, actually.
Oh, there you go. So
Pizza Hut's good.
why are you praising Papa Domino's then?
Well, the reason why is that I was with a friend and we were going to Safeway, and right next to the Safeway was a Papa Murphy's.
Wait,
and-
what's Safeway? You need to tell me what a Safeway is.
It's a
It's a
grocery store. A
grocery
Kroger. You have that?
A Kroger? What the fuck? Is it a
Crap.
monster?
Fred
Is that
Myers?
an animal?
Fred Myers.
I don't know what a Kroger is.
Burton-
It's the same thing.
Who's Burton Myers? Who's
Fred
he?
Myers, not
Fred-
Burton Myers.
No, they don't have Fred Myers, Aaron.
It's a
My
grocery
girlfriend is
store.
from
Oh,
my
okay.
girlfriend is from Wyoming, and they didn't have Fred Myers there.
Weird.
She never heard of him until she came here.
It's just a grocery store, but like
Right.
Kroger started out in Ohio. Okay.
all of the signs like that would be like illuminated were all out. Even the Safeway one. The only one shiny was the Papa Murphy sign. And I was just saying, it's like Papa Murphy's. Papa Murphy, and I just started screaming. I don't know why when I was doing in the car. Papa Murphy's, get that shit out of here! Get that shit out of here! Papa Murphy's, fuck Papa Murphy's. It's like going off and like hating Papa Murphy's. Like, well, if I hate one thing, then I need to like love another.
Worship
So it's like,
something else.
Yeah, it's like so Domino's, freaking Papa Domino's.
Domino's.
That's what I'm going off on.
Man,
I've never had either. I haven't had Papa Murphy's or
Wait.
Domino's.
you not eat pizza?
I mean, not a ton.
Man, you said you were a Pizza Hut
What?
guy.
Well, yeah, no, I mean, like, yeah, that's where I'll go. I'll go to Pizza Hut, but I don't eat like a ton of pizza, or like Little Caesars is fine.
Oh, you guys have, is it the same Little Caesars as you have?
I can only
Probably
say.
like $5 fast and ready pizzas.
Definitely not. Man, ours is like
Okay.
a gourmet pizza place
Oh,
over here.
Five.
So complete opposite. Then.
Yeah, complete opposite,
Oh
literally.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Little Caesars is known for being like cheap pizza.
Literally over here, it is like if you want good pizza, you go there for like gourmet
Is there a Little
$25
Caesar
pizza.
guy? Is there like a little Roman on it?
I don't know what their signage is actually, because there's only two. it's like boutique. It's quite
Interesting.
Okay.
Anyway, Rhino, you got a favorite, man? What do
Oh,
you think?
okay. So, I mean, this is a toss-up because I also have like Australian fast foods, right? So I don't know if you guys have heard of this, but we've got Red Rooster,
Nope.
which is like
We have
they
Red
sell.
Robin.
What the fuck is that?
Ditto, bro. Ditto.
Hey, Rhino, after a quick Google search, they have American Little Caesars in Sydney, if you ever go that way.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
I'll check it out.
3
If I
locations.
ever hit the East Coast. Interesting. Yeah, and then we have Chicken Treat, which is basically Red Rooster, and I think it's actually been bought off by Red Rooster.
Oh,
I'm-
okay. It's a
I'm
chicken
a bit-
place.
It's a chicken place. They do roast chicken.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
see?
that sounds pretty good.
Is that your
Yeah.
favorite?
It's not. And then we've also got you guys have Nando's, right?
Okay,
No, we
so
don't
now
have
no.
Nando's.
So now I'm looking at like I looked up Red Rooster and like all these other restaurants are coming up. Like here's some Jack Oporto. What's that?
Oh yeah, we have Oporto. That's like it's kind of similar to Nando's. It's Portuguese chicken based. I'm pretty sure.
Eagle Boys.
All right, Eagle Boys is like the third biggest pizza company. So we've got like Domino's, Pizza Hut, and then Eagle Boys is like off on their own, doing their own thing kind of thing.
Boost Juice.
All right, Boost Juice is actually sick. All right, Boost Juice
Is
is
it
actually
like
sick.
Jamba Juice?
Yeah, I bet it's like a Jamba.
It's like quickly juiced juices and like
Yeah.
smoothies and they do milkshakes I think as well. But it's like fast food smoothies. Like so you order it and it's done in like 40 seconds.
Wow.
And they're in shopping centers everywhere. It's wildly successful. It's crazy.
Wow.
Interesting. Anyway, yeah. Sorry,
So
go on.
I mean,
it's just like all these ones.
I love a good KFC meal. I'm not gonna lie, but the problem with
Their
KFC.
mashed potatoes and
Oh,
gravy.
how good is it, dude? The potato and gravy is 10 out of 10. Did you ever try the mashies that they had? It was like literally deep fried potato and gravy in like little balls.
That sounds really good.
It,
I might have to go
it's
ask.
incredible. It's actually incredible. So we had that over here for it's like one of those things that they bring out every couple of years to get people coming
Yeah.
back. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's one of those things. I love a good KFC meal, but the problem with KFC is that you have the immediate regret afterwards that you had basically just like culled your life down by 2 or 3 years by eating that
Yeah.
meal because
See,
you just
I don't-
feel
What
like a
kind of
piece of
I don't
shit.
feel that way. I don't
You
feel
get
that way.
grilled? Do you get crispy or extra crispy? What kind of chicken do you
Wait, what, grill? No, we have so we have
You said it with such
we
disdain.
don't have
Fucking grill.
we,
It's like,
we have,
it's like
we
offending.
have
Yeah. Grilled in my KFC.
Isn't KFC over there deep fried? Don't you guys get deep fried?
Yeah, no, but
Yeah,
there's 3 options where like it's done on like a grill so that it's
Fuck that. Definitely not. No, we have original recipe and what's the
Yeah.
other one called? Hot and
Extra
spicy.
crispy.
They're the
Oh.
two that we get. Hot and spicy I think is your extra crispy, and then original recipe is like just the mainstay
Yeah.
deep fried
Yeah,
version. Original recipe every day of the week.
Oh man, I'm so hungry now.
So I think my favorite is probably KFC, but it's one of those things that I like consume over and over and over again because I feel like depressed afterwards.
Yeah.
That's fair.
It's the forbidden
Yeah.
fruit.
Chilson.
Oh man, this is really easy for me actually. Hands down, Baja Fresh, best fast food restaurant.
Does that
Wait,
that
is this
count?
named after TK Baha?
Do you
Yes.
do you not think Baja Fresh counts?
I don't know if
I
it
think that's
counts.
fast food.
Yeah, no, I count it. You don't really.
It does not count. Baja Fresh don't count, fam.
Why?
Because it's named after TK Baha, who was the star of Borderlands. So no, thank you.
No, you know what? No, I think you are right. I think it is fast food. You're right. It's
Yeah,
just
like,
kind of
my
it's on the
definition
upper
of fast food
echelon.
is you-
Yeah, it's like upscale fast food, if
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
makes sense.
You still have to go get your
That sounds
food.
Incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is it? What do they sell? Give me some insight.
It's like I think it's technically like Mexican grill, kind of, right?
Yeah, but it's kind of Los Angeles. It's very LA.
Yeah. They're so good. You know, they give you free chips and salsa to sit there and eat while you're waiting, which is something that normally like only the sit down Mexican
Yeah.
restaurants do. But
It's
I just love the food.
you can't dine in. Is that a
No,
thing?
you do dine in. Yeah.
But they still like call you up and you like come and get your order, and it comes in like 5 minutes or something. So it still
okay,
qualifies as fast food.
Yeah.
For sure.
But the quality of it is quite good.
Oh, it's very
Okay,
good.
all right, that's good.
So it is like by far my favorite. I don't even have like a second place that's really close.
What is your number one order there? And you guys repeat this for your favorites as well.
I mostly get chicken quesadillas there a lot. Their chicken is perfection. The way that they make it, I love it.
Ooh.
I love how they make their chicken, and it comes with guacamole and everything, and their
awesome
guacamole
guac.
is mwah, mwah. So good.
The guac is very good. I always get the shrimp
I would
there.
have loved to see Cal go, mwah, mwah.
Yeah.
It was quite a pretty picture, I can assure you. Yeah. Aaron, what you got? What's your fave?
Well, now I don't know if I can say Baja because it's so new to me.
You're still becoming a Baja
Yeah.
believer, I feel
But like I am at a point. It's like it's still honeymoon's phase where I could eat infinite amount of Baja Fresh.
Hell
It's
yeah.
so freaking good. But like
My honeymoon phase has been going on for
excluding it.
years.
excluding it, I know Arby's is freaking dank. I've always enjoyed
I-
Arby's.
Never been to
What
an
is-
Arby's.
See,
What is Arby's?
it's
Is
a
it like
sandwich
pirate
place.
shop?
It's like a
Well,
sandwich
like a
place,
Burger
but it's not.
Arby's.
They don't really have. I mean, they have burgers, I think, but they're not a burger
They're known for
place.
the roast
so-
beef. They do roast
Yeah,
beef.
like the roast beef sandwiches.
They do
Oh, is
like
it
a,
kind of like is it like Subway or
No,
not
no.
They
really?
don't make like submarine sandwiches, just kind of like regular sandwiches, you know.
Wait, submarine sandwiches? What did you just say?
yeah, it's
That's
a
what-
submarine sandwich.
That's what Subway is like short for, is
Yeah.
submarine sandwiches. That's kind of what
Yeah, that's the type of
What?
sandwich.
Yo,
type of
my
sandwich,
mind is
gentlemen.
blown. But you just call it a sub. What the
Well, no,
fuck?
it is a sub. It is a sub.
It is sub. That's like the abbreviation.
Okay, I had no idea that there was an abbreviation. I had no idea that
Yeah.
submarine sandwich was a thing. Are you guys
no one
trolling?
calls.
Is this
No,
No
this
one
is-
calls
no.
it that. You don't say, "Oh man, I really want a submarine sandwich."
Yeah, nobody actually like calls it submarine sandwiches, but sub sandwich is a shortened version
Yeah,
of submarine
because
sandwich.
it's shaped like a submarine, bro.
We are.
This is not a troll. I
No.
promise.
What
100%.
the actual fuck? I've never heard that. Never. Kid you not.
Yeah, Arby's is really good. Carl's Jr. is always, as far as fast food, that can be pretty good.
Yeah.
They had like a Memphis barbecue burger thing for a while. That was just my shit.
What is Carl? Is Carl's Jr. a burger joint? Is it?
Yeah, it's a burger joint. It's
Yeah.
like a it's
I
a
love a good
better Burger King.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
pretty
Burger
much.
King is
I
the
would
worst.
say that.
I hate
Burger King is like towards the bottom of my list, honestly.
I'd
Like,
rather
I'll
go to
still eat there.
McDonald's.
Yeah, I think McDonald's is.
Oh, so
It's a lot
is
better
D's
than
is
Burger King.
D's? Oh, D's is better, is it?
I
Then Burger
think, I
King.
think so. The
Interesting.
Burger King, yeah. Like I think they're much better.
Yeah, I mean
I wonder how
Baja is
different-
climbing. Baja's climbing on the list.
Good, yeah. It'll keep climbing, I promise.
Yeah, I can easily see it becoming my favorite, like hands down. But I don't
Ooh.
feel.
Yeah.
I don't think.
Yeah,
I don't want to betray
a little more
Arby's so
time.
soon
Yeah.
Very nice.
because
very
it's been
nice.
good to me. Arby's been good to me.
Arby's.
Arby's is good. I used to hate
Arby's.
Arby's, but I started eating there again recently, and they're good. They're quite good.
Oh,
Oh,
wait,
yeah.
can you guys tell me, is Popeyes better than KFC? Oh,
Never been.
I personally like Popeyes better because I prefer like the crispy spicy chicken, and I feel like Popeyes does it
Ooh.
better than KFC. But when it
Ooh.
comes to like if you say like original recipe is your thing, I would say KFC is better.
okay, interesting. No, because every American I speak to about KFC, they're like, "What do you mean, bro? Popeyes is better." And I want Popeyes to come over here so I can test it.
Popeyes is very good. Their spicy chicken is, I think it's amazing. I really like it. But I think that is really pretty much what they have going for them though, is the spicy chicken, which is really what they're known for and what they advertise themselves for.
I see.
So I love Popeyes. Kyle,
Kyle, give it to us, bro.
last but not least.
All right. So, like, my go-to, I'm always down for McDonald's. If someone's like, "Hey, let's go to
Ooh.
McDonald's,"
Nice.
I'll go to McDonald's. I love McDonald's. Like 2 years ago, or it was probably 4 years ago now, when I was working doing landscaping, I was like, you know what? It's Friday. I worked all Friday. Like, I could go get a burger. And so I go get a burger and fries, and I did that for probably 2 or 3 weeks, and then I was
2 or 3
Diabetes.
weeks straight.
yeah, like every Friday.
Dum,
Bro,
dum.
obesity is coming for you, dude.
The
Every
obesity
Friday,
rates in
I
America.
go get 2 double cheeseburgers and a large fry. And then after
Ooh.
like 3 weeks, I was like, you know what? It's Monday. I got through Monday. I think I deserve. I think I deserve to go to McDonald's.
Damn.
I think
so-
I think McDonald's gets a lot of shit. They're kind of easy to make fun of, but they're good, man. They're
Yeah.
good. There's a reason they're the biggest fast food chain in the world.
Definitely.
So for another 2 or 3 weeks, I went, and then I was like, you know what? It's Wednesday. It's hump day, baby. I'm gonna go
Get
to
some
McDonald's.
McDonald's.
Yeah.
You're justifying your alcoholism.
And so there was definitely one time where I was going to McDonald's at least 4 times a week.
Dang, bro.
What?
2
No
double.
Jesus
way.
Christ.
Okay, that's next level, dude. That's next level.
But in all seriousness, my favorite fast food restaurant is Muchas Gracias.
Muchas gracias.
I knew you were gonna say that. You love this, man. You love it.
Dude, they have this thing called an Oregon burrito. It's a tortilla with potatoes, pico de gallo, like a steak, a skirt steak, and then cheese.
And
It
an
is
actual
the best.
organ.
Well, that's what the meat is.
Mhm.
So, no, that's my favorite.
That does sound nice.
Love a good burrito.
Wait, Aaron, you never told us what your main meal from Arby's is.
Oh, that's right. I always just go with the classic roast beef with cheese. They don't do like sliced cheese. They do like almost like it's not nacho cheese, but it's like a drizzled.
Does it come with au jus?
That's the French dip.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's dank AF.
I love
Yeah.
I love like the au jus and stuff. It's so good.
Yeah, I just go with the classic. Or they also have like a steak something that's pretty good too.
All right, very nice. And what do you get at KFC normally right now? Are you
Uh,
dark or white meat?
Oh, see, the thing is, like, I like a good mix because I want to get that protein from
That's
the white meat, but then obviously
fair.
the dark meat tastes better. So you want
Yeah.
some of that too on the side.
That's fair.
No,
I can
double dip,
respect
dude.
that answer.
The best piece is obviously the dry, 100%.
Absolutely, I agree 100%.
Yes.
So what do you get at Muchos Gracias, Kyle?
Okay, so
Oregon
I get that Oregon burrito
Oh,
with
that's right.
extra cheese because I love the cheese, and then I order a bean and cheese burrito on the side.
Bean and cheese.
Amazing, dude.
Classic.
Wait, what about your
And
D's?
Jigs
Your
kidding,
D's
bro.
Mickey D's. Oh,
Yeah.
it's 2 bacon cheeseburgers, 2 McDoubles with bacon, and then a large fry and a large soda.
You get 4
Bro.
burgers? 4?
No, they're McDoubles, so they have 2 patties on them.
No, I know a McDouble, but you said you get 2 cheese and bacon burgers as well.
Yeah.
No, I got them mixed up.
Oh, okay.
2
Oh,
McDoubles.
I thought you
I
like
heard
literally
that
got
too.
a quadruple stacker and ate
Yeah.
them
No.
all. Because that's messed up if you do.
You have to tell
But
them
a
you're ordering
McDank
for a
is pretty
friend.
good. A McDank is awesome too.
Well, are you not a Big Mac guy? Do you not like the Big Mac?
No, I'm not. I'm not a sauce guy. I don't do sauce.
You don't like sauce? What the fuck?
It's too messy.
Dude, burgers need to have sauce in them. If there's like a small, I go
Yes.
give sauce immediately, and I put it down in front of them. Throw it sometimes in front of their face, you know, when I'm extra angry.
Yeah.
No, dude, I need sauce. I need something to lather the burger, the juices. Oh, so
That's
good.
what the grease from the French fries is for. And that's what the that's what
Yeah, what's that static?
Yeah.
the soda's for.
That's so deep.
I mean, true. Nah, I'm not a big steak person, so I need like, I don't know, what would you call it? something
on
to help
state.
it
Yeah,
it
you gotta
down,
put
dude.
A1 on that.
Yeah, definitely.
What's that? 8-1. What's that?
A1.
A1.
Like the letter A1.
Is that like isn't that like isn't like A4, A1 like a shit?
It's
No,
just
no.
like a steak sauce.
How do
Little bit
you-
It's
of
a
vinegar,
steak sauce. I've
Worcestershire.
never heard of it. No,
What
dude,
could you possibly put on a steak besides A1? Right?
A2, obviously, bro. A2, 100%.
ketchup on my steaks.
I know people that do that.
Oh no, that ruins it, dude.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Alright.
Well, yeah, I think it's that time.
Yeah,
think
I
it is.
agree. Why don't you
Wrap it
take
up.
us out, Aaron?
All right. Well, hey, this has been the Weekly Whatever. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter at The Weekly Whatever. We're very active with polls and questions. Get you on the show. We want to talk about what you want to talk about, so hit us up. This podcast is available weekly on Google Play, SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, Anchor, and Stitcher? Is that how it's
Yeah.
pronounced? Yes.
Yep.
Stitcher.
Question mark?
Yeah. Yeah, we got plenty of options for your subscription preferences. Make sure you subscribe because we got a lot of fun stuff going on. I am Aaron. You can find me on Twitter at _the_lizard_. I mostly retweet things, but I tweet on occasion. I'm pretty funny, so. All right, Chilson, where can the people find you?
Mostly on Twitter at Chilson115. I've started tweeting a little bit more often, so come over, say hi, whatever, and yeah.
All right, awesome. Hey Rhino, what about you? Where can the people find you?
I mean, I don't tweet, but you can follow at Rintox on Twitter if you want. Which, by the way, is my actual name. These guys abbreviated to Rhino for some reason.
And is that just an X on the end of Rhino?
No, there's a T before the O. This is the thing that I don't understand. These idiots when I first joined it, literally.
Shut the fuck up, Rhino.
Wait,
They
so how's
didn't
it
have-
spelled? How's it
They
spelled?
didn't have RHINTOX. Rintox is my gamer tag.
Oh,
And these guys
Rintox.
with the low brain cell count literally couldn't pronounce it properly. So they're like, I'm just going to call you Rhino. And then both of them started calling me Rhino. I'm like sitting in the party chat being like, hello?
It's
This isn't my real name.
Rintox. Respect
Whatever. We could call you what you grub. We decided to carry that night trial. So
Oh,
we're gonna
okay.
carry it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, well
You're-
that's good to
I've been
know.
putting up with this for 3 years, literally. 3 years of this shit. My goodness.
All right, and Kyle, where can the people find you?
You can find me anywhere: Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Rio ERO0.
All right, Oreo 0. Well, awesome. Hey, check in next week, and we'll have some more whatever for you. Bye-bye.
See ya, boys.
Peace.
Take it easy.